town of Gallows End enforces one law above all. No one leaves home after midnight. But when the new girl, Ava, breaks the rule, she unleashes a horror the villagers try desperately to forget. Sometimes, curiosity doesn't just kill, it infects, it transforms, it survives. Ava arrived at her uncle's old home in Gallows End just as the sky bled crimson. She noticed every house boarded up at dusk, heavy locks on both doors and windows, children snatched inside long before sunset. Her uncle, Mr. Grady, seemed nervous and terse, repeating only one warning: never step out at midnight. There are things out there, things that know your name. The shadows lengthened. Ava heard neighbors arguing in desperate whispers. Out the window, she spotted a figure in the mist, body twisted, limbs scratching at the frozen earth with blackened nails. Her uncle yanked her aside. "He can't see you if the curtains are drawn," he said. Act 2. Broken boundaries. Ava's nightmares grew. Visions of wet footprints tracking through their hallways, a rasping voice repeating her name, the air reeking of something rotten. One night, obsessed beyond reason, Ava crept outside just as the clock told 12. The fog swallowed her. She glimpsed children in the mist, their eyes hollow. One child reached out, leaving a burning, bloody scratch on her wrist. She stumbled home, sick and shivering, and found her uncle dead, mouth stretched in a silent scream, eyes wide with terror. Act 3. The transformation. Ava's body began to change. At night, her reflection twisted, her eyes darkened, her skin stretched tight. Every night, she heard scratching beneath her bed, whispers coming from the locked basement. The townsfolk grew more fearful. Some vanished, their houses left open, muddy footprints trailing through empty rooms. Ava found a diary among her uncle's belongings. He had been watching the thing, cataloging its victims. The diary revealed that the mark was a curse, a piece of the thing embedded within her. Act 4. Unearthing the past. Ava, desperate, questioned Mrs. Marrow, the oldest villager. The old woman confessed, years ago, the village child Ben broke the midnight law and was never found. Then children began to disappear. A shadow took their shape, imitating voices, drawing out loved ones into the dark. The village agreed on a terrible pact: never go out after midnight, never answer the voices that sound familiar. Ava realized the thing wanted her not as a victim, but as a vessel, to become the new curse-bearer, to lure others out into the night. Act 5. Paranoia and panic. As the full moon neared, Ava's control slipped. Sometimes she'd black out and wake up standing outside, frost on her feet, smeared with earth. She heard voices, her mother's, her uncle's, begging her to join them. The townsfolk believed she was the source and prepared to exile her. One night the thing came inside, not through the door or window, but through the mirrors. It stood behind Ava, mimicking her every movement, whispering confessions she'd never told anyone. The old woman said, "If you can hear it, it can become you." Act 6. The dreadful choice. With the curse forcing her to lead others outside, Ava devised a plan. She would sacrifice herself at midnight at the church, where the thing's power was weakest. As the clock struck 12, the entity revealed its true form, a shifting mass of shadows with children's faces howling in a broken chorus. Ava set fire to the diary, the thing's anchor to the world, while reciting the words her uncle scrawled in the margins. End the memory, end the monster. Act 7. Shocking climax. The thing wailed, pulling Ava into the ether, showing her every life it had consumed. The child Ben, the neighbors, even her uncle, each trapped inside, eyes begging for release. In a moment of utter terror, Ava realized she'd failed. The diary burned, but the memory lived on within her mind. Her body collapsed, the thing entering her fully. She woke up in her own bed, daylight streaming through the curtains, but everything was wrong. The villagers smiled at her with toothless grins. There was no mourning, no fear, just acceptance. She stepped outside. The entire village, every soul, followed her, their feet leaving black tracks in the dust. That night, every night after, the people of Gallows End vanished one by one, until the place was nothing but dust and claw marks. Ending in final shocking twist. Years later, children in distant towns whisper a new rule: never answer the knock at your door after midnight. If you do, a girl with burning eyes will mark you, and soon your town will be gone too. And sometimes, late at night, if you listen closely, you can hear Ava's voice whispering from the dark, asking if you remember her name.